Hello, friends. How are you doing? No Pikachu scavenger hunts today. Hello, friends. You guys probably haven't seen this background in forever because I haven't been back here for about like a month or so now, I think. So, hello, friends. How's everyone doing? Is my stream quality really shit? Or is it just me? Yeah. Is it really bad? It looks really bad from my side. Yeah, can someone tell me if my quality is okay? Can I also get a sound check, please? Sound check. Hello, Ibrahim. Welcome to another episode. Hello, Ken. Thank you. Please press the like button. That helps me, allegedly. If you appreciate me doing such things, I need. Yes. All right. Well, we can get started today, huh? Waiting in anticipation. Audio is good. It's pixely. Tina Fierce. It's furious. Fierce. If anybody's watched that video, it's really bad, right? Okay, give me like 1 minute. I'm gonna try to fix it. If it doesn't fix itself, then I don't know what to do. We cry. No, just kidding. Let's not do that. It's like really bad. Dang. Maybe it'll get. I'm like, if I refresh it repeatedly, maybe it'll get better. But I don't think that's how it works. It says that it's okay though. Let's see if I can fix it. It's never done this before. Is it just my internet is really slow? I'm gonna try doing manual. Auto 720. I don't know what's happening. It's still really bad, right? Dang it. Well, okay. Well, shall we just begin and hope? Because thankfully today is not really my face. Maybe we'll make it like super duper small. Nobody can tell because it's mostly through screens. So why don't I just open that up? Sec. Yeah, then we can like pretend that my face is not pixelated. Yes, why don't we do that? Okay, well, for anybody who has not done so, there's a link that's there on that I pinned. Please click on that because that's what we're going to be using. And I hope you guys did the homework, which was CS and programming levels 1 and 2, as well as how LLMs work. So I do hope that y'all did the homeworks. If you did not, or if you know how to do such things already, that's fine too. But if you didn't do the homeworks, you look great. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna share my screen so that we can pretend that my quality is not terrible because I don't know why the quality is so bad. It really is quite strange. Okay, let's share my screen. Let us do this one. You guys should see this. There, since I'm like very small now, does it look better? Okay, cool. Well, okay, yes. So anybody who has not, please go and make a copy of the link that I sent on the live stream. So it's supposed to be, it should be the pinned comment that's on the live stream. And then also, just a reminder, if anybody's interested in getting like the resources afterwards, like the coding notebooks, as well as alerts and things like that, you can sign up for this over here. We'll email you once a week with resources from last week and whatever is happening for this week. That's it, completely free, nothing else. Nothing else is going to be there. Can be a camera problem. It could be, right? Yeah, but now we're really small, so we'll wipe this. We're gonna pretend that there's no problem. Okay. Cool. Also, I do give you guys a live API key. So as promised, I did get Brilliant to sponsor, like test sponsor a live stream from last time. So I am able to, I gave you like a live API key. Please don't blow up the API key because I did set a limit, so don't ruin it for everybody. I'm gonna use it for everybody who's here live on stream. We're gonna be using it throughout the entire process, so you don't have to pay for it. But yeah, please be mindful. Don't use it unless we're actually doing something important, not like keep on spamming it because then you're going to ruin it for everybody. Yeah, because it does cost me money every time somebody goes and calls something using the assistance API. All right, are we okay? Any problems? Or should we get started? I shall wait 1 more minute. Any questions, comments? Text is readable though. Okay, text is fine. Yeah, I'll just make this a little bit bigger. It's the pin comment for anybody that cannot see. Looks like okay, audio good. Hello friends. Hello Conrad. Hey Ken. Hello Ashley. Crypto investor. Hello Jose. I didn't do the work. I'm sorry. It's okay. Okay, well, today we're going to be using the assistance API from OpenAI. So I gave you guys homework, which is linked in the description from last time in case you don't know how to code. So I just said like go do that on Brilliant before we get started, but I'm going to walk you guys through how to use the assistance API, and we're going to actually build something today as well. If you guys like it, let me know because I could like eventually turn it into a series or something like that where we can build like swarms of agents potentially. But yeah, like all of these is really dependent on your feedback. So if you like it, just please like let me know about these things because that's how I'm doing these like free weekly lunch and learns. Yeah, very open to suggestions as well. Okay, cool. So what is Assistance API? Let me know how many of you guys have used Assistance API before. Show of hands in the chat. What we're going to be doing today is an OpenAI Assistance API to create a text summarizer for scripts, books, articles, and papers. So what we did last time, we already made a GPT from last time. Using the default one, like using kind of, what is that called? Like I guess you want to call it like default GPT maker. So now what we're doing is we're creating an assistant. Actually, let me back up a little bit. So like a GPT or an agent is an AI task, and you can give it like very detailed instructions. You can give it archives. You can give it like different functionalities like browsing the internet, doing like code interpreter, like running code, accessing things like Zapier, ordering food for you, connecting to like smart devices. So it's very, very powerful. And this like specific agent, you can think about it as like a person who does a very specific role in a task. So last live stream, if you guys haven't checked it out, you should do that. We did a script architect and we're using the interface that is directly on ChatGPT, directly on directly the UI that's directly there. But you're pretty limited in terms of actually if you want to incorporate that into your own products. And there's just a lot more powerful things that you can be doing if you use the Assistance API. So today we're going to be building something using the Assistance API, and hopefully you guys can have a look at how powerful this can be. So we're starting off pretty simple today, just building it up. I'm going through like step by step from the very beginning. So bear with me a little bit. Just want to make sure that everybody has an understanding of how this works. And as always, please just leave in the chat any questions that you have. I'll be checking the chat and answering any questions along the way. Sounds good? Okay, let's get started. So let's first take a look at the assistance API. Oh yeah, sorry. So today we're building an assistance API to create a text summarizer for scripts, books, articles, and papers. If you guys have ever had like books, articles, or scripts, are just like PDFs where like documents of things, and you're just like, I don't really want to read this, or you're trying to do research for something and you want to get like that information from it, we're going to be building an assistant, like an agent that's able to do that for us. So we're doing like the base functionalities of that today. So in order to do this, I'm going to first just walk through the assistance API so you guys have an understanding of how all of these things work. Let me just check the comments to see if anybody has any questions, concerns, thoughts. Yeah, there's a link. If you look at the link, if you look at the link, that's the pinned comment, that's going to be the thing that we're going to be using. So I'll just copy it and paste it here again. Whoops. Oh no. Yeah, does it let you do that? Oh no, it's a 404. Okay, let me just paste it again. But it is the whatchamacallit. It is the link that is pasted on the pinned comment. There you go. All right, cool. So let's look at the assistance API. So what it is this is a way for you to create your own assistant through the software that they've created. So that's what an API is. This is the kind of the architecture of how it works. Don't worry if it doesn't make that much sense. As we're building it, it'll make a lot more sense. Generally speaking, like the documentation, there's like a lot of documentation. I get bored reading it, but we'll just go over the very basics first. Okay, so for example, you have an assistant, say it's like a personal finance bot that they're building. And then for each of these, there's certain objects that are within it. The assistant is kind of like the overarching object that's there. And within it, you can have a thread. So a thread is a conversation between an assistant and a user. Threads store messages and automatically handle truncation to fit content into a model's. This is like when you're having a conversation with ChatGPT, you're opening up a single conversation window. So that's what a thread is. And the assistant is obviously the personal finance bot in this case. And then the user is going to be you or your application that's going to be communicating with your assistant. The message is a single instance of a message that is being created, and that's going to be between the assistant and the user. So that's how it is that you can communicate. Messages can include text, images, and other files. Messages store as a list on a thread. So messages have to be associated with a single thread that's there. And a run object is a way for you to actually like run the conversation. So the assistant uses its configurations and the thread's messages to perform a task by calling models and tools. As part of a run, the assistant appends messages to the thread. So every time you have a thread, you ask it something, the assistant will go and run that using the tools that it has. And then a run step is a detailed list of steps the assistant took as a part of a run. So this can give you information about what's going on during that conversation. Okay, so that's like a really, really brief overview. Don't worry too much about it. That's kind of just the architecture, the pieces that we're working with. So now, instead of just going like we're going to write out the entire thing, we're actually going to build it from scratch. It's not going to be the most efficient method, but I just want you guys to see how the parts all relate to each other. Okay, so coming back over here, what is happening here? So from OpenAI import, please everybody run this along with me. Gave you guys the live API key. I'm going to be disabling this after. So it's just only for people who are live today. And then here's going to be the assistant ID. I already created the assistant ID because I didn't want you guys to create like 100 different assistants that are there, but I'm going to walk you through the process of how to create the assistant. There's actually like two ways of doing it. One way is that you can do it through code. If we have time, I can show you how to do that too, but you can also do it through the playground with OpenAI as well. So let me just show you how to go about doing this. All right. So this is, whoops, that was not it. Where's the playground? So I have a whole army of assistants that are already here, like a bunch of things that I've been personally using. So this is the content researcher. So let's open up this over here. And this is the assistant ID. So this is the thing that we pasted over here. Oh no, it disappeared. So this is the thing that we pasted over here so that we're able to access this assistant. So when in this case, we're calling it a content researcher. So you're a content researcher that answers questions based on the content that you're provided with, right? And the model that we're using here is GPT-4 November 6 preview. There's a bunch of different models to choose from. This one has the newest one, so that's why I just chose this one. Under here are tools that your assistant can use. Code interpreter, some of you may know this, it allows it to write and run code. It's useful if you're trying to like generate things like graphs and things that you might be doing, like you want to analyze some data files, you want to be generating graphs from it, you might want to be doing like math or something like that. You can use code interpreter. And then retrieval is when you're giving it a knowledge bank of information. And once you upload that information, the assistant is able to get that, talk about things. In this case, what I did was I uploaded, it's called Speed Learning Transcript. It's one of my own videos. So this is how I know that. Can I actually open it to show you guys? I can open it to show you guys what that looks like. Here, I think I can just put it here. Yeah, so it's just a transcript of one of my videos that I've done. So this is a way of you can have that information coming in and it's able to go through that and ask and answer questions about it. Obviously, this can be any sort of text, it can be books, it can be articles, it can be anything that you want, but chose to use a transcript for this example here. So that's the information that it has. You can also define like other functions within it. For example, there's stuff like getting the weather, getting stock prices. There's things like browsing, browsing the internet, and like generating images in DALL-E and things like that. So that's something that's going to be there. They said that they're going to be implementing or so. So that should be like a default functionality in the future. But for now, you can also add other functions to it. So you can like access a lot of different other tools that are out there. So I hope, I hope I can kind of like, I was able to illustrate how powerful it can be because you're able to give it so many different tools that it can use. So I am going to stop for now and see if there's any questions. Do you need OpenAI premium subscription? Yes, you do. But because I gave you guys, because I gave you guys this already with which is the API key, you should be able to just use it right now. I'm paying for it, so don't worry about paying for it as of now. Kind of just for you to test it out. Hope to be AI expert soon. Just save it to your own drive because that's mine. Yeah, save it. So just copy it. Like copy. You don't have like you can't change it directly, but just copy it into your own drive, and then you can edit it as much as you please. The only link that you have to open is currently the collab link that I just sent earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna things related to the tutorial a little bit later, Laporta. So yeah, just want to make sure that we are kept on track. For all the people live, she's providing API key for free for duration of live. Yes, thank you, Shabam. Yes. So now's your chance to test it out. Even if you don't have premium, don't worry about it. So I just want to make sure, is everybody able to access everything? Did everything make sense? Any questions so far? Yes, no, maybe. Can this also manage private secure docs where only public? What you can do is you can upload that document and it won't be shown to other people. So it can be like secure docs that you're putting there. So right now I showed you guys the thing I'm uploading because it's not anything secure, but you can always upload it directly through your own code or through if you're creating an agent through your playground. So nobody else will be able to access it. Although if you're using for your company purposes, definitely check to see like what it is that they allow or don't allow, is OpenAI itself does have access to it, even though they said you can like toggle out them being able to use the things that you provide. So that's possible, but definitely see if your company goes like, oh, like you can't upload it to certain things, especially if you work in places like healthcare and stuff. They tend to be more strict. It's all good on my end. You are very clear. Yay! I'm glad to hear that. The Google Doc link is not responding. It should be a collab link. I'm at a collab, but I'm not at a playground. Don't worry about it. So I'll send you the link for the playground as well. You know, I'm just gonna like the playground, if you don't have like, this is just me showing you how it is that you can create one of the assistants through the playground. I don't know if like, I don't think me giving, let me check. I don't think if me giving you this link, yeah, you do need to log in yourself to be able to access this, because this is something that I created with these files, so it's not shareable. I just wanted to show you how you can do it yourself. If you want to just like make your own and you do have like an access, whatchamacallit, like if you do have your own, let's see, your own account and you have paid for it, you can play with the playground, and I'll just put the link on the file as well. And so don't worry about being slow. Like, this is like a chill, we're doing a chill time, so don't worry about it. So yeah, let me actually just put that there. Playground, you need to have access. You need to pay for this. Yeah. If doing your own. Okay, cool. All right. So after we were able to create this assistant, we can test it out here. It's going to be very similar to ChatGPT. Let me see. Yeah, it's going to be really similar to ChatGPT. Like, for example, we can ask a question like, what, I don't know, what is the file? What is the speed learner transcript talking about? You can answer this question. And here are the logs. So it shows you the endpoints that it's hitting in order to, in the backend, in order to be able to get you the response that's here. So it might take a little bit of time. While that's running, I'm just going to go back to here and explain what's happening here. So the client, here's the API key. Please make sure that you're using this one. And the assistant ID is the one that we just put over here. Okay, and then for creating a thread. So we talked about earlier how assistants work. First, you need to create a thread, which is a conversation session between an assistant and a user. A thread store messages and automatically handle truncation to fit content into a model context. We need to create a conversation between us as well as the assistant. So in order to do that, what we need to do, one second. We need to create it. So I'm going to just copy this so you guys don't have to like watch me type over here. And again, if you're on this doc, you should be able to see it directly. So I'm just going to say thread. So we're creating a thread is equal to client.beta.threads.create. And you're printing out, we can like take a look at what the thread looks like. For example, I might actually have to run this again. Yeah, I think I need to run this again. Oh no. Okay, so might have to run this part if it's not installed. So let me just do that. Okay, so it's doing its things right now. I feel like my internet is super slow for some reason today. I don't know why. Okay, so it's creating the thread. It did this, and then now we can create a thread. Is it working? Wait a second. My thing is being very, very, very slow. Give me 1 second. Did it work? Yes. Okay. So this is a thread that's being created. Thread is equal to this, just kind of a gibberish created at this time. Metadata is going to be a thread. So kind of like a little tip for you guys, if you don't like, it's like, I don't know what this means. You don't want to read the entire documentation. The documentation here, I would say it's decent. It's not the best, but we can go through. It does tell you like how some of these things work. So threads and messages, it has information about here, and then it tells you what it is that's contained within a thread. The object. So yeah, it does tell you like this is how it is that you're going through creating this thread over here. So if you have any, if you like at some point you get lost and you don't know like what's happening, just check out the documentation. It does give you decent information about what's happening. Cool. All right, so after we create a thread, so after we have created a thread, what we're going to have to do is create a message within the thread. So I'm going to do that and explain how that works too. So message, you're going to be calling this, and then you have the thread ID, which is the ID that's going to be here. So we just have to do thread.id because this object has the ID field here. And then the role is going to be user, and the content is going to be us asking it, what does the script talk about? So I'm going to click that. I'm going to see if anybody has any questions or concerns right now. My channel is not for professional developers. Okay, let me know. Seriously, just let me know if you have any questions. Like, like this is very chill time. Don't worry. I also made sure that we'll have enough time to get through things. If we have extra time, we can build out something more fancy. But if we don't, we can just go through this and we can continue next time. Oh yeah, my apologies. For some people, like if you uncommented out, it should be able to run. So I just want to make sure is everybody able to run. What is the thread? I'm just trying to understand what y'all are doing. So you mean, okay, so we're creating a thread, which is a conversation between the agent and the user. So you need to create a conversation. That's all we're doing right now. Something simpler than it looks. Just got to know where to find info. Yeah, like I said, just ask questions. Don't worry about it. There are no dumb questions. If you actually see like the stupid things I've done while coding, like trust me, you'll be like, oh my God, how does this person even know how to code? I'm like, I don't know either. Okay, so does that make sense? We're creating a message that's telling it, it's like, hey, here's the ID of the thread, the role is the user, and the question we're asking is, what does the script talk about? So we created a message instance of the message object. Okay, now we have a thread and we have a message. Now we actually have to give that information to the assistant that we have over here, which is the content researcher or the analyzer, so that they're able to answer your question. To do that, we need to create a run. Whoops. Like this. So explaining it here, client.beta.threads.run.create, we're creating a run. And then your thread ID is going to be thread.id, which is again the thing that you just created over here. And your assistant's ID is equal to assistant ID. So remember how over here we define assistant ID is equal to like the thing over here, which points to the assistant that we created earlier in the playground. Make sense? Yeah, I will, in the end, if we have time, I'll run through how to create the assistant using code. The reason why I didn't, I think I mentioned this earlier actually, is because I didn't want you guys to all like create a bunch of new assistants and just like completely spam my spam my playground. That's literally the only reason. But I can show you guys how to do that later as well. So you can do it through code too. Okay, cool. So now we've created a run. The thing is, like when you do create the run, you have to, right now, it's a little bit sketchy. So this is just the function that was defined in order to wait on the run because it takes a little bit of time for the assistant to go and do certain things, like figure out what it is, has to like scan through the document stuff, right? And get you the answer for the question that you asked, which is what does the script talk about? Just checking the status of the run. If you want to see what it looks like, you can always check the object. You can see like what's defined within the object here, right? Like what are the fields within it. So over here, it just instructions, you're a content creator, so it's giving you all that information. Started thread ID, tools, like the assistant right now has the code interpreter tool. And it also has the retrieval tool, which is its ability to understand, to get that information from the PDF that we gave it. So status is queued right now, right? So it's not actually been executed. So we're creating this function. So while it's being queued and it still hasn't finished yet, we're just gonna keep waiting until it does. And when it does, we're gonna return the run. So now we have to actually run this thing that we have defined, the function that we've defined, right? So it takes the run and the thread. So we already defined a run over here, and then the thread we also previously defined as well. So we're just gonna run this. Oh no, wait on run is not defined. Oh, okay, now it should be fine. Okay, great. So the run is now done. And what we can do next is that we can get the messages. Now that the run is done, we ask the question. Now, fingers crossed, I'm crossing my fingers that it actually works. You never know these days, but this is how you get the messages on the thread. And nothing comes out because we need to print the messages that come out. So I just want to show you guys first, and then we'll go through and actually run through what each of these things mean. So the question we asked it is, what does the script talk about? And the assistant says, provide a script appears to be a transcript of a video sponsored by ROQ, which is true. To presenters, the script discusses the challenges of focusing in class and the significance of self-study, which helped them prepare for a data science interview at Meta, formerly part of Facebook. Presenter was able to teach themselves SQL in 11 days, passed the interview despite having no prior knowledge. And then it goes on to talk about like blah, 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 like all the other things that, oops, sorry. Yeah. And it goes on to talk about all the other things that I talk about in the video. So it gives like a nice little summary. It's like, oh, like here's the things I talked about: self-testing and retention, learning techniques, experimentation. Obviously, it had to go and reference the information that we provided the assistant through retrieval, because if it did not, it would have no idea what I would be talking about, right? Because I asked it the question, what does the script talk about? Be like, what script is it? So clearly it was able to retrieve that information and get it. So I first just want to show you guys the entire kind of flow of what's happening. And now let's actually go back through this, and we're going to like type everything, like not type everything. We're going to go through each of these things. So we were here on waiting on the run, and run is equal to wait on run, print run. So I'm going to stop over here. Does anybody have any questions regarding this specific part? I came in very late, so I don't know what's going on. I've only been coding for a few years. If you just click the link, the collab link that's on the pinned comments, you would be able to access everything that I'm talking about right now. So it would actually show you, it should be showing you, I just double checked again, it should be showing you everything that I'm talking through and explaining as we're typing it. So again, this video is going to be here forever as well, hopefully forever, as long as YouTube is around, as long as I'm around. So you can always go back and look through it. I think it'll make more sense around with it yourself. So can you please record the live broadcast on a channel? I can't understand it right now because I can't watch it with subtitles. Do I need subtitles? Is it because of the way that I speak? She's using ChatGPT 4 to build an assistant. Yes, I'm using the assistance API in order to build an assistant. And in this particular case, our assistant is one that's able to go through and read the transcript of something I provided it, and then it's able to take that information um, and then have a conversation. So we just created a thread, and then we created a conversation between the user, which is us, and the assistant, which is the AI. Okay, what is the wait on run aspect? Okay, great question. All right, everybody, ask questions. Please ask questions because I can't mind read. I'm going through this, and that's why I there's so much time, right? This is all the code. This is like the base amount of code that I'm going to be writing today. We can add on more things if we have more time, but that's why we're only at 12:38. We have 22 minutes left because I want you guys to ask questions, play around with it yourself, and I'll just be sitting here and doing things with you guys. So don't ask questions. I can't answer them. Please ask questions. Don't worry about sounding stupid. Okay. This question that we have over here is wait on run aspect. Okay, great. So, wait on run aspect, the reason why we have it, where did it go? Okay, the reason that we have it, it's like a little kind of quirk that they have right now because just like not polished because as you can see it's still in beta testing right now, so it's just not as polished, which means every time we do a run and the assistant goes and does its thing and gets you a response, it won't automatically give you the response back. You have to keep checking it. So this is why you're checking like while the status of the run is queued or it's in progress and is able to come back and give you an answer to it. We're just going to keep checking it. We're going to keep trying to retrieve the response for it, and then just kind of do this continuously until it's finished. And this part time.sleep is going to be 0.5 seconds, so this loop is going to keep going, and then um it's just going to keep going and keep going and waiting, and then it's waiting where it runs the loop again until this entire process is finished and the run status is going to be finished. Then we're able to get. Does that make sense? I talk too fast. Okay, I'm sorry. Also, please give me feedback as well. This is literally the first time I've ever done like live thing that has to do with code. Like I've done like videos where I do tutorials and stuff, but I've never done a live tutorial before ever. Let me know if you guys have feedback. Like maybe what I can do next time is I can actually like just because I thought it would be really boring if you guys just like watch me type, but we can do that too. Would you guys prefer that? Just like literally watch me type and misspell things along the way? Or just follow along on the link. Okay, yes. Okay, got it. All right. Makes sense. Well, I mean, what we can do if you guys want, we can do it all over again. And then we can go like literally write everything step by step. Do you want to do that? Why don't we do that actually? Here. Okay. Does to this point. Run is going to be equal to wait on run and thread. So we're running everything here, right? So next step that we have to do is going to be getting the messages, right? So let me actually share the documentation with you guys as well, so you're able to, while we're doing this. See if I can split my screen so I can show you guys. Again, I appreciate you guys giving me feedback as well. Never done live coding before, so this is definitely a first for me too. I promise I will improve as time goes on. Let me just pull up the documentation. Okay, cool. So here's the documentation for it. We're after waiting. Okay, I'm gonna wait. Do you guys want me to go through the entire thing and just like type everything down or do you want me to just here? Let me know in the comments, please. I don't want anyone who's I think that will be happy to pay. What is WebEx? I actually have to check that out. I go live every week. What language are you using here? I am using. Did you practice this in advance or are you just making it up as you go along? I have not been here the whole time. I did try this out like 30 minutes prior. So I have been like making I've been like doing some assistant, like I've made my own for a while now. A lot of it to do with like content research and like searching the web for me to make videos and stuff. So I've used this for a little bit of time now, but this like specific tutorial, I just made it like a little bit prior to this live stream. Okay, so I wanted to like pull up over here. This is what it looks like, right? Each of these objects. So for example, we can kind of go through it and then go where we left off. So we can start all the way from the very beginning when we talk about what an assistant is, right? The assistant object. So within an assistant object, there's ID, which is what it is that you're identifying with. Identifying. It's what's referenced in the API endpoint. So this shows you what's contained within the object, the assistance object. So what it is, the object type is going to be assistant. When it's going to be created, the name of the assistant, the description of the assistant, and the model of the assistant, and the instruction and tools and file IDs, as well as metadata. So this is the assistant that you can create using code. In our case, we already created it using the playground that is over here. So I'm not going to confuse everybody more right now to create it using code, but let's just assume that it's already created for now. And then that's why on the code that I showed you guys from the very beginning, I gave you the assistant ID. So this is where we defined the assistant and told it what its instructions are, what the name of it is, which is going to be to summarize information that's provided in a PDF format or some sort of document format. So does that make sense for what an assistant is? And then these are like the things that you can do using the assistant. So obviously you can create an assistant through the code. You can also retrieve your assistant. And this over here explains to you how it is that you can get your assistant and you can print out what the object will look like. You can also modify your assistant. Like for example, maybe you want to change the model that you're using right now, but maybe you want to use something else, like you want to use GPT-3 or some other model instead. So you can change your assistant using this function. Delete your assistant if you don't want it anymore. Goodbye assistant. You can also returns a list of assistants. So we can actually do this right now. We can copy here. We can try that out right now. Here, let's add see what kind of assistants that we have. And it shows us that we have these are all the different assistants that we have. And it tells you that it's a content researcher, object assistant tools, and all of this information here. And then I also have a book bot. So these are all the assistants that are available to us. So I'm actually gonna just comment this code, print out different assistants that are available. Okay. when we're creating a thread, assistance file, creating files, this how has to do with the assistants. I think we can go, oops, that did not work. I was gonna say, like, can we look at stuff that's not the assistant? Okay, threads, great. So this is a thread object, which is the thing that we created over here. Like thread is equal to client.beta.threads.create, and we're printing the thread. So that's the information that we're referencing. Like that's the conversation that we're referencing. So why does it say client.beta.threads.create? How did that come about? So a thread object, it shows here within a thread, you have an ID, an object created at, and the metadata. And then you can create the thread, which is what we did over here. And it gives you the code for this, right? So empty thread is equal to client.beta.threads.create, print empty thread. So the code that we have that I wrote here is very, very similar. So we just, instead of calling it empty thread, just call a thread is equal to client.beta.threads.create. So, and then we can print the thread to see what's happening here. So that's also how you know like what you can do with, it tells you what the methods are, like what the object looks like and what the methods are that you can do using that object. So again, if you haven't done your homework, it's listed in the description. This is why I told everybody to please go do the homework so you're able to understand like what it is that we're talking about today. All right, cool. And similarly here for the message, this is also another object. So that's why we have the messages. Which is another object that's listed here, which has ID object created at thread ID and role, content, assistant ID, run ID. All of this information is related to a message. And very similar again, we created a message with the role of the user saying what it is that what we want to ask the assistant, which is what does the script talk about? I'm going to check the stream and see what you guys are thinking. I'm okay with watching you type and explain the process, then I'll do it later. Okay, cool. All right. In that case, next time you guys just see me, I'll just type everything through. It'll probably take a little bit longer. But if you guys want me to do that, I can do that as well. In all honesty, though, a lot of these things, it's like I'm not gonna go and rewrite all the code myself, right? Like we saw from the documentation, so much of it is already shown to us how it is to do things. So I pretty much just copy pasted a lot of these things. I just copy pasted like, oh, that's how you create a thread. So I just copy this and then I kind of tweak it a little bit based upon the question I want to ask it. Obviously, here I don't want to ask about how does an AI work. I just want to ask it about the content that's being produced. So, just want to make a point there. Like people don't write code from scratch. Like it's very rare for people to just write everything from scratch these days. There's a lot of stuff that's already available. Create Threadbox has no errors. Thank you. If you don't know Python, this is the go-to language for AI. They also do have JavaScript, but if you don't know Python, that's why I have. That's why I left the homework so you can learn Python. To doing this, what you need to know is going to be like introduction to Python. As long as you get to object-oriented programming, you should be fine. So I would say if you spend at least like 4 to 8 hours, 2 to 3 weeks max, you should be at a level where you can be doing these things. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder, Andy. Change your API token. Yeah, I'm disabling the token after this live stream is over. So don't worry, I'm disabling everything. It's only going to be live during the duration of the live stream. Is this helpful, by the way? Can somebody let me know? Like, do you want me to keep going on and then going through the documentation and showing you how it works, or nah? Let me know, guys. I need some feedback. How is it that I should conduct these coding tutorials that is the most helpful for you guys? You know what? Let's do this. Only one I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna delete all of this. We can just type everything out again. Okay, so creating the messages, which is thread.id, and then what we want to do is create a run. Whoops. We want to create a run, right? So what I do is I just go here and I'm like, okay, I need to create a run. So I go to threads. Modify messages. So you see, this is like literally the process. Now I'm showing you like the full process of doing this. It's gonna be really boring seeing me like going through documentation. But that's how it is I usually code. Okay, so I see here, empty thread is equal to client.beta threads. So this is, I think I already created that thread, didn't I? Yes. Okay, no, sorry. I'm trying to create a run right. I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna just look it up. I will create a run. Okay, well, it looks like to create a run, I will need to do this. So what I do is I just copy this. I don't really want to copy that part. And then I will go over here and then copy that here. So obviously like the thread ID is going to be different. So in this case, we're going to be putting thread.id because of the thread that we create. ID is also going to be different because we previously defined that variable, which is the, what did I define it as? Assistant ID. And then we can print the run. Yeah. And that's how we created a run. So to, that's how we're creating a function to do this. So we can do, let's like open up why it is. First, we need to see like how it is that we're supposed to get the run, right? So to retrieve run, we know that this is the thing that we need to retrieve. So we copy this part. We copy this part. Whoops. Oh no, ignore that. Thread ID, again, we're going to change this to thread.id and run ID. Change that to run.id. So the that it's not going to actually it like we need to continuously check for it, or else it's just gonna like, you know, we don't know when it is that it's going to be come back, right? So that's why we need to nest this to say while like we know the run here completed canceled at status is equal to queued, right? So while status is equal to queued, oops, cannot spell, right? So we know that if it's equal to queued or it's being in progress, or status is equal to in progress, we need to keep on running it until it's over, right? So that's how we're going to nest everything that's in here. We're going to keep running. Oh my God. Okay, so we're going to keep running this. And then we don't want it just to like continuously run and run and run and run. So we're actually going to do, we're going to take like 0.5 seconds every time before it runs 0.5 here. And we have a problem. Status is not defined. Okay, yes. So the status is not defined because you have to reference the object over here, which is the run. So, whoops. Wrong number of, hey, there. That should work. Maybe. Yes. And now we actually want to run it, which we did. So instead of defining a function here, I just ran it instead. And then let's actually try printing the run. Cool. And then it was able to print the run like this. Next up, in order to get the messages, now like everything is done, right? But we have to actually get the messages, where else we don't know like what the messages are going to be saying. So let's actually look at how it is that we can get messages. So we come over here, call like get messages. Maybe it's called like list messages. Yes. We need to see like what the message information is contains. So we'll copy paste this and we'll put this over here. Again, we need to define this to thread.id, and we need to define run ID to run.id. So run is equal to that. And then dot thread. Oh wait, no, this is already retrieved. Sorry. List messages. I think it should be it once it's being retrieved. The response is going to be, I think you should be able to get the messages as a list. So maybe it is list message files. Okay, yes, here. So it should be like this. Thread.id and then messages.id. I feel like, is it dot? I think it shouldn't be dot file. This is live coding for you guys. I think it shouldn't be. Oh, I don't think it's listing messages file. I think it should just be like listing it by themselves. List messages. Yeah, I think it should just be able to list them, not the files. Okay, yeah, you should be able just to list it directly. So never mind that. It should be this directly. Messages. Let's call it messages. We'll just write thread ID. And we should be able to see the data that is being contained like that. Yes. So it's giving us all the information that's going to be here. Obviously, this is very ugly, so we don't want to just directly do that. So that's why we want to actually print the messages that's available for loop. So for message in messages out. So I cannot type. Is that how you spell message? I really don't know how to spell it. Role. We want the role to be oh no, we want the role to be, is it like the user or is it going to be the assistant that's talking? And then we also want to print the message content. So we can look at what the message content contains. Okay, so it's within here. We see the data that's happening here. So we want to print the role and we want to print the content and we want to print the text of the content. So I want to do message dot content and this is the object that's listed here. So we want to put the first item that's going to be there. And then we also see that this is the text that's available. So we want to get the text, right? And within the text, we want to get the value of the text. So the thing with this problem, the problem with this is that it's printing everything out, which is great, but it's in reverse chronological order. So which is why we want to actually reverse everything. Does that make sense? Like we want to reverse it. I think the function is reverse. Oops. There we go. So the user comes first and then the assistant talks about stuff after. All right. So we coded through everything now. I want to see if did everybody just leave? I hope nobody is anybody still here after I went through all of that. Does that make sense? Hey Mickey, how's it going? Okay, I was like too concentrated on figuring out the documentation. All right. So I want to talk about what it is that you can do after this point. So we finally, this seemed like a lot of effort. We were able to do all of this. Afterwards, if you actually want to like make an app or something like that, right now we're running this on Colab, so it's easy to see step by step. But what I would do is I usually, after I do like whatever it is that I'm doing here, I would go and actually go on VS Code, for example, and then make it into an app. So I'm able to call the functions and have a conversation directly instead of having to type every single thing, like every single time in order to have that conversation. And then some other things that you can do is that you can, let's go to the playground again. There's other functions that you can add to it. Right now, it's just able to get the information and tell you about what's happening within that file. But you can define things like being able to research stuff online. You're able to define things like looking at the stock prices, getting the weather, like a bunch of different things that your agent can have access to depending on the kind of agent that it is. Also, I'm going to see if I can stop sharing screen and if my face is still super blurry. Also, I hope you can notice how powerful it is to have one agent to do something like this. But now imagine the fact that you can have a content researcher who's doing like this stuff, right? But maybe you can also have a manager AI that's able to manage all of the different assistants under it. You could have like a content researcher. You can also have somebody who's writing a script, for example, who's able to take that information and make it into a YouTube script, right? You can have a thumbnail, or like maybe you're on IG or something, so creating the content itself and then maybe like the thumbnail, producing the pictures from DALL-E that you can be using. And you can have like a social media manager that's able to take all of those pieces and then post them onto all the different types of social media like YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever it is as well. So you can have these these are called agent swarms, so a collection of different agents that come together in order to do like a more complex purpose that you want to set out to. Yeah, let me know again if you have, oh no, I'm still super blurry, aren't I? But let me know in the comments if you have any like suggestions, maybe like not be so blurry next time. But except for that, you know what, I'm just gonna put my screen back on so that it looks like I'm not just being blurry. So let me know if you have any suggestions for what we can be doing next time, like live coding. Or maybe I'll just code it directly next time instead of just copying it. Are you guys interested in creating more of these agents and building out a swarm? Like, is that something that people would be interested in learning about? Or any other suggestions for what it is that you want to learn for the next live streams? I want to create a calendar that makes sound and scheduling that's a reminder, help in planning your day and timing. Absolutely, you can do that. You can connect that with Zapier, for example, which is able to connect with your Google Calendar and a lot of other like apps out there as well, and be able to coordinate these things. You can have an agent, like you can just make a personal assistant that's able to do all those things for you. Absolutely doable. I like to learn at least the basics, but since there's too much information on it could be quite difficult for me to see what should I do first. Any advice? Well, complete the if you don't know how to code at all, I do have the courses that I recommend. Just go Brilliant. You can also use other resources if you want. Brilliant is great if you're into more interactive learning. Just learn that and then you can start building out like watch this tutorial again. Watch like a live stream. I think I might like condense it. Should I like also condense it and then just make a video of it as well? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I can also condense it and then just watch a tutorial again. And then as you keep on building things, you'll figure out how to do a lot of these things as you build them. Yeah, that's like a good way to start. Still here. Thank you. Like I said, does anybody still want to hear me talk? I must be so annoying. Yeah, I'm just like, is it really boring just watching me like look at documentation and type incorrectly? um, any other questions or thoughts? Swarms would be nice to learn about. Yeah, are you guys interested in learning how to make swarms? Again, just want to like put this here again. If you guys want to get resources and then get like reminders for these events, we do have a mailing list which you can sign up to. I'll link over here. I'm actually going to say free mailing list for extra resources plus future events. And then I should probably just post the API again as well. Whoops. Should share this. And then I'm going to copy that link over. And I'm going to be disabling. Oh no. Okay. I will disable the API, seeing as we're at the end of the live stream. Doesn't it still use a whole GPT instance? Like to make a storm, what would you like? What kind of agent would you guys be interested in making? Like if you're able to create an AI agent that's able to do whatever it is that you want it to do, or like a storm of agents, what would you guys want to make? This process is quite complicated. Building a storm would be amazing. Would there be enough time to go through everything step by step? Building a storm, it would probably just be like a series. So we'll build like a part of it this live stream, and then like next live stream we'll build another part of it. I think that's probably what I would do if you guys are interested in doing that. More about AI personal assistant. Okay. I could use a personal assistant. How come people would use an assistant instead of full blown GPT? Is it cost based? What do you mean full blown GPT? You mean ChatGPT? The reason is because ChatGPT is great if you're just talking to it, but if you want to build an app that uses this, for example, you have to go through the API so you're able to integrate the functionality into your app as a developer. You're great. I'm on it. Thank you. Let's do storms. I need a storm of junior engineers. That would be nice, actually. Don't need. I was just like storm of junior engineers to fix my Anything coding related. I like lives because I'm more focused. ML would be great. Okay. I mean, machine learning. Like, what about machine learning? What would you like to learn about? Okay. Do you guys think we should do like a series about the AI swarm stuff? Or is it like too advanced for now? I'm trying to figure that out. Because I'm trying to like gauge people's levels right now. If you were to like say your level of coding at this point, like have not coded before, beginner, intermediate, advanced, where would you rate yourself? That would help a lot actually in me figuring out how to do these presentations. How to take the final step to make the app. If you want to make an app, that's probably going to be another live stream because I'm going to do this and then I'm going to fix it up a little bit so it's not just like a Jupyter notebook or like Colab or something. And then we would package that up and then probably like stick on a front end or something like that. So that could be like another live stream if you guys are interested. Okay, advanced, total beginner. Okay, total beginner, circular economy orchestration. Interesting. Um. Oh wait, actually, I missed some of the comments previously. Anything coding related, end-to-end machine learning that's create the model and deploy the integrate it into an app. Okay, we could do that. What kind of machine learning app would we want to make? Okay, I'll have to think about that. I not yeah. Let me think about that. Cool. Agents working together for civic issues rather than YouTube video podcasts. This work has far reaching consequences. That's interesting. What would they be doing with civic issues? Circular economy orchestration. Total beginner, near none. I mean, GPT-4 etc. has an API. How come use the assistance API instead? What is the benefit? Well, GPT-4 has so OpenAI has two APIs, like two kind of ones related to chatbots and stuff, which is the completions API and the assistance API. You could use the completions, and the completions is you actually reference the completions. You can reference it within um, the assistance API if you want to. You don't need to use the assistance API. It just makes your life a lot easier because if you're using the completions API only, a lot of these things would be not, you would have to fix them yourselves, right? Like retrievals. You would also have to do things like RAG if you know what that is. By using the assistance API, it is one level higher, so you don't have to deal with a lot of things that OpenAI takes care of for you, which if you only use completions, you would have to deal with them, which has been a pain. So why like people used to use LangChain and stuff, which is still useful, but with Assistance API, a lot of the LangChain functionalities you don't have to do yourself anymore. So that's the reason. Advanced, have not coded before, haven't coded before. Secret agents. Um, in applied ML, find a problem, create a model, deploy it. Okay. Hey, Mickey. Thanks for showing up. Did I do okay, Mickey? Jaguar can master or not. Well, I have a question for those of you who are who are beginners, or like have not coded at all before. What makes you interested in learning about this? Like in joining this live stream? Um, yeah, I'm curious. Like, what makes you interested in joining this live stream, learning about this, and I guess like me in general. Like, why do you watch my channel? I'm kind of, yeah, I'm curious. Is it because you're interested in like the AI stuff and you're like, oh, like I should learn how to do these things because it's becoming more relevant. Yeah, I'm curious to know. Why do you watch me? Why are you here? I'm just out of curiosity. Why are you interested in learning about AI and coding and things like that now? Is there a point in building ML models anymore? Just fine tune the LLM? Mickey, do you want to answer that question? Mickey is an ML ops engineer. Yes, there still is because like with I'll let Mickey answer if she's still here that she can go into like more detail about because that's like very specifically in her domain. In general though, there is still a point because you're trying to build things that are more specialized, right? So that's one of the reasons. Or if you have data that you can't share externally, that's another reason why you don't want to be just fine tuning LLMs. Um, I would say like it's more niche reasons. Like you building your own large language model at this point, I think you have to have a very specific use case for doing that. In most cases, it's not really necessary to do that anymore. How long could it take to get to a point to be able to code and make some gold? Freelance or whatever. So within like I don't know if there's any Lonely Octopus people here. But yeah, I also run a program called Lonely Octopus, which is why there's an octopus emoji. And that's why we're doing this live streams. It's for teaching people AI and data skills and working on freelance projects, right? Like for actual companies. From what I've seen, if you have absolutely zero knowledge, if you come in usually within the span of half a year, you should be fine to start taking on easier freelance projects. If you're going through Lonely Octopus, like even people who have never coded before and they go through the program, within those 8 weeks, we still make sure that you're able to do a freelance project, maybe on the easier side, but to get paid and actually like do like full blown AI projects and coding like freelance projects, I would say probably 6 months. If you're consistent, maybe like 8 hours, like 4 to 8 hours a week, you should be fine. Not gonna say you're gonna be like an expert. You're not gonna be making like a shit ton of money because based on your skill level, you could be if you find the right niche to be doing this in. Like if you're automating something that other people just aren't familiar with, like I don't know what is very niche, you could be making money a lot sooner. But yeah, my rule of thumb, I would say 6 months to make the monies. The way you explain is very easygoing. Oh, thank you. FOMO. Okay. Reason for why you guys are doing this. You crushed it. Oh, thank you, Mickey. Thanks. Good stream. Thank you for joining. Storm Series starting second beginner. What? Can you say tripping? Second beginner? Starting to learn now. Okay. Beginners got FOMO. Okay. Is it because of FOMO? It's the future. There's always something new to learn. Google suggested I should watch this channel. Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you, Google. So is it like mostly FOMO? You're like, like I should really learn about these like AI things. Because it's important? Like, are you thinking about becoming freelancers? Like trying to like integrate that into your career, protect against your career as well. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this because I'm like, I need to make sure that I'm not going to get replaced for certain jobs. So I need to learn about these things so I can be the one riding that wave and working on AI projects and changing the way that things operate. That's a really big reason for me. With FOMO, interested in okay. You worked at Meta. Teacher. Distractions from politics. As a beginner, I feel I could learn a lot from you. AI is a great tool. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Circular initial thoughts are more jobs from waste stream upcycling, incentivizing lower toxicity and shorter to home sourcing, new collaboration outcomes. I mean, Greg, like this is what I mean, like very specialized things that you're working on, right? There's so much opportunity. Like I can't even like stress how much opportunity there is, especially for niche applications to be optimizing current processes, like making these agents so that you're able to optimize certain processes. And obviously there's a lot of money in it as well. Make things a lot faster, make things a lot cheaper and more efficient. As a freelancer, there's a lot of money to be made too, because just AI um, has democratized large language models. OpenAI and other large language models. It really is democratized now. Learn about ChatGPT API. You're a good teacher. Oh, thank you. Okay. So I'm still learning. So again, thank you for the feedback. I will make sure that I apply these feedbacks for next time so I can be better at live coding. Okay, Mickey, reasons to build your own: control, cost, regulation, privacy and security, specialization, performance, interpretability, explainability, and A/B testing. Thank you, Mickey. What's up, Saba? I am interested in diverse topics, and yeah, I'm data science ML professional, so it gave me reason to watch. Okay, cool. So okay, so it looks like people are interested because they're like, okay, this is the future. There's like FOMO, we need to like get on it. And I would agree with that. I don't think it's false hype at all, in my opinion. I think the people who are going to be winning in the long run are definitely people who are embracing AI today. I like watching you because you're very passionate about ML and data science. Also, you explain it in a way that's actionable. Oh, thank you. You guys are making me blush. I'm still checking what kind of content you have. I like to build my own products with AI. Cool. What days and what times do you usually go live? I go live weekly with these lunch and learns. It's usually on Saturdays at 12 p.m. PST, which is this time. Sometimes there's a little bit of change depending on the guests that I have or availability, but it's almost always at this time. I'm interested in freelancing and consulting. Makes sense. I know week pre AI chatbots kick my ass on everything, but I'm going to switch to C++ anyway. Okay. Okay. Probably be best if you set the level of your stream. That's a good point. I would say this would be beginner. Would you say this is beginner or intermediate? I think it's beginner, right? All right, I'm kind of hungry. I think I'm gonna go get food. It's 1:23 my time. I haven't eaten yet. Um, well, thank you again all so much for joining the live stream. Really appreciate it, and thank you for the feedback as well. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, let me know any other about what it is that we can cover, but it sounds like we might be going into storms, which is pretty cool. Okay, see you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.